Today, I want us to look at factorization of algebraic expressions. So, as you have seen in the previous video, we have said that factorization or factoring is the reverse of multiplication of expressions. And then I also mentioned that when we factorize, we are basically turning many terms into a single term. So you'll be given multiple terms which you have to change them to a single term. Now let us just remember here that terms are separated by the plus or the minus sign. Now whenever we say plus and minus sign, just know that those two signs, they separate terms. There are many ways of doing factorization. The first one which we are going to start with is we are going to factorize by taking out the highest common factor. Sometimes we don't take out a common factor, but we say we take out a common bracket, and you'll see how we're going to take out a common bracket. I want you to pause the video and try out these expressions. Try factoring or factorizing these expressions and then come back to see if you know how to factorize. Okay, so let's start here. When we factorize question A, we have the question is given as A plus B. The question is given as AB plus AC. Now when we say factorize, remember this is the reverse by taking out a common factor. If you look carefully here, we have got these two terms which are separated by the plus sign. Now when we take out the common factor, a factor that is common between the two terms is A. So you are going to write A outside the brackets, and then if you take out A from AB, what will be left is B. I have my plus sign. If you take out A in AC, the letter that will be left there, or the variable, is C. Therefore, this has been factorized. If you notice at the start, we were given two terms, and then we factorized. Now we have a single term, or rather one term. It's a single term because between A and the bracket, there's multiplication. This is how you factorize, by taking out a common factor. Question B, we have got 4x to the power of 3 plus 8x. Now when they say factorize B, we look for the common factor. I like to take a long route here, and then just to simplify it, and then on the next questions we are just going to simplify everything. First term, we have 4 multiplied by x to the power of 3, meaning it's x cubed x. So x repeats itself 3 times. We have 8. I'm going to write the factors of 8, whereby one of them is 4. So we say 4 times a specific number to get to 8, and that would be 2. Then we have x. Now we have to take out a common factor, and must be the highest. 4 and 4 are common in both terms. X and x are common in both terms. When I take out the highest common factor, I'm going to take out 4x. Inside the brackets, I will be left with x times x, which is x squared, plus 2 on the other side, or on the other term. Now if you were to multiply this back in, this is what you do. 4x times x squared, it would give you 4x cubed. 4x times 2, that would give you 8x. Now just notice here, we were able to change two terms once again to one term, to a single term. So this is the final answer, meaning we have fully factorized question B. Moving on to question C, we have the expression given as 3x squared minus 9y plus 12xy. Now, by taking out a common factor between our terms, I want you to notice that x is not common in our terms because we do not have x there on the second term. Therefore, x is not a common factor. Y is also not a common factor because it does not appear on the first term. However, it appears on the second and the third. But between the numbers, there is a factor of 3. So we take out 3, and then inside the brackets, you will be left with x squared, because 3 times x squared is indeed 3x squared. In the second term, I'm going to bring down my negative sign. I've got 3y here. Reason being 3 times negative 3y will give you negative 9y. And then we have got plus 12. So 3 times a certain number must give us 12, and that would be 4. Because 3 times 4 is 12. Then I have xy. This is fully factorized. We're given 3 terms which we turned into single term. Question D. I would like to make a note here and say this is where we are going to get a common bracket, which is also like a common factor. So question D is given as a bracket x plus y plus b bracket x plus y. Now we have to factorize here. We've got these 2 terms. This is a single term, that is a single term, making it 2 terms. If we are now to factorize here, we've got a common bracket, which is x plus y. Before I factorize here, I'd like to take a longer method. Let me use a different column. So look carefully. We are given x plus y times a plus b x plus y. I want us to change x plus y and make it b. Let's choose a variable. Let's choose d. We are making x plus y to be equal to d, meaning wherever I see x plus y, I'm going to put d. This would be now a multiplied by d plus b multiplied by d. If you look at these 2 terms, we have a common factor of d inside the brackets. We will be left with a plus b. Now remember, I said our value of d is shown by x plus y. Now I'm going to bring back my x plus y. In the place of d, I'll put my x plus y, and then I have a plus b. Now this is factorized, okay? Let's come back to our original question. If we take out the common bracket, the terms inside the brackets must be the same in every aspect. Then we say it is a bracket that is common between the 2 terms. So we take out a common bracket of x plus y. So I will just cancel it out and then look at what is left, a plus b. Now this is just a shortcut to factorize common bracket. Can you see how easy it is, guys? Here I was just showing you how we are going to take out a common bracket, and then this is just shortcut. Let us move now to question E. Question E, we are given 2x bracket m minus 3n minus 10y bracket mx minus 3nx. Now we have to factorize here as well. I'm going to start by the second term because it's very complicated. Let's try to factorize it separately. So the first term, you leave it as it is. second term, we have a common factor between the brackets of x. So when I take out x, I'll just put x on the outside, and then we will be left with m minus 3n. Now just to rearrange and write it in a correct manner, this is how we're going to write it: xy m minus 3n. I want you to notice the common bracket of m minus 3n. So we take it outside. This is what we have. And then what's going to be left is 2x minus 10xy. Some of you will leave the answer here, which is not wrong. However, this question is not fully factorized. When you do factorization, you factorize until the last step, till you cannot factorize any further. So I'll just rearrange my brackets, just to rearrange them so that I can factorize the second bracket. There's something common in the second bracket. Common factor of 2x there. Now if you remove 2x on the first term, you'll be left with 1, because 2x times 1 is 2x. Minus 2 times 5 will give us 10. X times y will be xy. And then on the second bracket, I just have those factors. Then we say this is now fully factorized. We were given 2 terms at the start. We were given 2 terms. We have 1 term now. Even though there are many things written as the final answer, there is multiplication between 2x in the bracket and the bracket, making it a single term. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the second type of factorization, which will be the sign change rule, or will apply the sign change.